Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we'll be doing another unboxing, but I would like to apologize in advance as it's going to be a bit of a fake unboxing because the watch was a bit expensive and the middleman I used to purchase the watch for me in Japan asked me to check the watch before I signed for the package. So I did have to open the package and check the watch, but still we're going to go through the little ritual of opening this bag and then move on to the watch. So let's dive into it. So here's the package, and like I said, it's been opened. So let's see what we have inside. We have the receipt, and we have the watch in a bubble wrapping. And it was really packaged well, just like usual. So it's another unwrapping instead of an unboxing. So let's remove this. And here it is. So again, it's Royal Highness the King Seiko. Now, I'm really starting to like these watches more and more with each passing day. Now, this is another very minty, almost minty example, because as you can see, all the lines are very sharp. And all the polishing is mirror-like. So there's just slight hairline scratches on some parts of the watch. But other than that, the watch really looks spotless and wonderful. The crystal has no scratches whatsoever, and it is the original crystal, because when you put an aftermarket one, you have straight edges, while the original one has these facets, so it goes up at an angle. Also, the watch does have the original medallion, which is sometimes a problem to find because many people scraped these medallions to sell them as gold and make some money. So you will often find ones without one. Also, the problem with medallions is that the base metal that's keeping it attached to the watch can sometimes corrode in an unusual green oxidation. And at first, based on the pictures, as you can see, you have these green parts. I was sure that this watch was an example of that this was corrosion. However, upon receiving it and trying to remove this, I realized that it's actually a protective film, and underneath the caseback is unscratched. Now this is a King Seiko 4502 7001, as the name says, and it's powered by the Movement 45, which is considered one of the best, if not the best, manual wound movements ever made by Seiko. Because not only, and it did come in different levels or grades of accuracy, but some of those were never repeated. So you had this, which was the base model, which was basically a chronometer. Then you had a Grand Seiko standard, and then above that you had the VFA, the very finely adjusted, which had an accuracy of -2 to +2 seconds a day, which is impressive even by today's standards, because only Rolex with its superlative chronometer offers that standard. But not only that, and this is how some Grand Seiko models had that accuracy level. However, this one went even beyond that, because the 45 movement is the only one that was actually submitted to the observatory chronometer competition to get a certification, and 226 of these movements were actually certified, and they had an even crazier accuracy of, I believe, ±1 point something seconds a day. Now, those were encased in solid gold and costed about 6 times the price of an equivalent Grand Seiko. So you can imagine how good this movement was. And naturally, it was made by Daini, which is slowly becoming one of my favorite factories ever. Now, even though they were in charge of the King Seiko, it's kind of ironic that they made the best Grand Seiko when it comes to manual wound models. But I'll keep these details of the watch, the movement, the competition, and the history of Grand Seiko and King Seiko for the review. So for now, this would be it. I'm really pleased with this watch, and this afternoon it's gonna be visiting my watchmaker for an assessment and a possible service. And now there is an optional glass caseback, a see-through caseback, that I really would like to purchase. So if this watch stays in my collection, I will definitely be getting those, because the movement behind this is simply breathtaking. However, it does cost quite a lot, about $100 to $150, so it's going to be quite an investment. It also came on this lousy, pretty poor leather strap, but I already ordered a really nice crocodile strap, which should arrive in a week or so. I also love the crown. Look at how well it's machined. and it's really easy to grip. I mean, it's wonderful, but I'm really starting to go into too many details that I wanted to say for the review. But I'm really super excited about this watch and the way it looks. And it looks even better in person than it did in the pictures. So far, my buying experience of secondhand goods from Japan has really been very positive. Anyways, I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe by pressing this button right here. And until the next video, bye.